Dr. Kreltox had been studying human neurology for exactly 6 months, and he was certain he had finally cracked the mystery. The human brain was a fascinating puzzle of electrochemical impulses and biological architecture. To truly understand it, one had to see it in action. That's why he had carefully anesthetized subject 7392, a male human named James, and placed him in the surgical chamber. The body lay still on the crystalline operating table, while Kreltox's team of Silicon Collective researchers prepared their instruments. The brilliant lights of the operating theater cast sharp shadows across the exposed cranium. Kreltox made the first incision. Carefully, methodically, he peeled back skin and bone, exposing the pale, wrinkled surface of the human cerebral cortex. Sensors were carefully attached to various regions. Neural activity monitors began displaying cascading data across holographic displays. It was perfect, beautiful even. Then something unexpected happened. Ow! Hey! Ow! What the absolute? Where am I? What are you doing? Kreltox froze. The human brain was speaking, while conscious, while being actively dissected. James's voice came through the speakers, slurred and confused, but unmistakably coherent. Okay, seriously, something is very wrong here. I can feel you poking around in my brain. That's not good. That's not good at all. Who are you people? Why is there someone touching my literal brain? Dr. Vex312, the expedition's chief physician, rushed to the monitors. Impossible. The anesthesia should have. Yeah, so about that. James interrupted, his voice becoming slightly clearer. Human brains are weird. We have this thing called neuroplasticity where we can adapt to basically anything, including apparently alien anesthetics. So heads up, I'm awake, I'm conscious, and I'm increasingly irritated that you didn't ask permission to open my skull. Kreltox looked at his instruments in horror. The neural activity was spiking across multiple regions. The human wasn't just conscious, he was actively thinking, problem-solving, and experiencing genuine annoyance. We were conducting a non-invasive neurobiological study. Kreltox explained carefully. The anesthesia was meant to... Non-invasive? Dude, you literally dissected my brain. I can feel every single one of those probes. There's one right now that's tickling my temporal lobe. Temporal lobe, do you understand how weird that is? I can feel my own brain being tickled. The Silicon Collective team exchanged glances. This was beyond their protocols. The human appears to possess remarkable cognitive flexibility, Vex312 observed. Despite severe trauma, consciousness remains intact and functional. Because humans are stubborn, James said flatly. Also, can we maybe close this up? Like, I appreciate the scientific curiosity, but I'm pretty sure having your brain exposed to open air is bad. Very bad. This is the worst Monday ever. Kreltox leaned closer to the communication system. Subject 7392, James, your neurological integrity seems to be uncompromised despite the exposure. This is extraordinary. Can you report on your sensory experiences? Emotional state? My sensory experience is cold and violated, and my emotional state is betrayed and confused. Also, I can feel you looking at my brain, which is somehow worse than the poking. It's like someone staring directly into your thoughts, which I guess is what you're literally doing. Over the next hour, something remarkable unfolded. Instead of the clinical dissection Kreltox had planned, he found himself in genuine conversation with an exposed human brain. James described which probe sensations felt like pressure versus pain, which regions seemed to produce memories when stimulated, and which ones controlled his very entertaining ability to complain continuously. Okay, so here's what I'm getting, James said eventually. You aliens have been studying us for months, but you don't really understand how weird human neurology is. We're basically walking trauma survivors. Our brains are designed to stay conscious through basically anything. It's why humans survive situations that would kill most species. Stubbornness isn't a bug. It's our operating system. When Kreltox finally carefully sealed James's skull and began the healing protocols, he was forced to completely revise his research papers. humans possessed not just remarkable neuroplasticity, but an almost aggressive refusal to stop functioning when injured. Their consciousness wasn't fragile. It was resilient to the point of obstinacy. 3 weeks later, James was fully healed. Kreltox approached him in the observation chamber. "I owe you an apology," the alien said, and a very extensive explanation of informed consent protocols. James grinned. "Apology accepted. But next time, ask first." A human brain might be stubborn enough to stay conscious through brain surgery, but that doesn't mean it wants to be. Also, I'm writing a strongly worded complaint to whoever's in charge. Kreltox's antennae drooped in shame. "Fair enough. Humans are far more complicated than I anticipated." "Yeah," James said. "We're annoying that way."